So if you guys haven't been paying much attention, over the weekend, there was a big discussion about this 2xKO video game. I was planning to save a lot of my feedback until the end because I have a lot of thoughts about the game. I got to mess with it a bunch of times before this current iteration that everybody got to mess with. And I didn't want to give my feedback too early because I don't want to influence everybody else's feedback, both positive and negative about the game, and be like, hey, this is how I think. And then you all are like, this streamer said this. But there's some interesting things coming up about combo length and like the difficulty of the game and like a bunch of different stuff. And it's all Scooch's fault mostly. You messed up my timeline. I don't know what you do, but this is all your fault. This is the updated tweet. Really cool. Glad to have this for you. Glad this happened for you. Not the one that everybody's talking about. The one that everybody's talking about, after going on a, let me see here, 24 game lose streak in 2xKO, I have realized this game is not for me. 24 game lose streak. If you played fighting games before, we've all been there. Scooch did this and then had an updated tweet and was like, everybody's really kind. I had great. Anyways, logging back in for a historic 0-48 run. Good attitude after. But this tweet, I don't even know if Scooch knows because you're in the chat. I don't even know if you know how far this tweet reached. Everybody freaked out. Look at that. It's over, guys. One person didn't have fun. Fighting games need to be easier. Fighting games needs to be this. Like the games do that. Here's the thing that I will say about 2xKO to start, right? They did not build a baby fighting game. They clearly built a real fighting game for fighting game players. Now, that's not to say that it's a game that new players can't play, because versus games, by their nature, in my opinion, are like the easiest fighting game archetype to just like mash in. Mash big special moves or buttons in, like you pick Hulk and mash H in Marvel, right? DBFZ, auto combos, mashing L. Like one of the biggest complaints people have about versus games. New players can just mash and do baby mode stuff and then kill someone who is like better. Now listen, if you're better, you should be winning, but like this is the kind of thing people say about versus games as a genre. I think the Alpha Lab in particular is not a good experience if you're new to fighting games. It is a really hard sell because you boot up the game, you play the tutorial. The tutorial is like, do pulse light, and you're like, I don't know what a pulse light is. I don't know what's happening. It is not explaining things to you in a way that makes any sense. The tutorial doesn't feature most of the stuff in the game. It doesn't teach you how to push block. It doesn't teach you a lot of the mechanics of the game. You know, when they said a lot of the things that we're putting in are unfinished and janky, it feels like 10 minutes before this Alpha Lab came out, they're like, tutorial. I think everybody thinks that it's like pretty rough because it is. Like, it seems to me like it's a very unfinished brand new tutorial. They said basically all this stuff in the game that's not the gameplay is placeholder or brand new, and they're like, give us lots of feedback about it. It doesn't, I think, help much. And then what happens is they're like, I don't know, like, I guess I learned some stuff. Let me just go play. And then their first match is against like me. I don't know if it's in there or not. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of skill-based matchmaking if it exists in this current version of the game. So it's pretty tough. And I think that this particular test feels like a test for fighting game players much more than anything else. They really just drop you in the deep end. This game is sweaty. It's a game that you could spend so much time discovering interesting stuff. They put disgusting, despicable mix-ups and options and power into the characters' kits in this game, which is awesome. That's what I want. I have seen a lot of new players play the game. Everybody I've watched who's new has basically been like, I don't know what's happening. Even like the tutorial doesn't teach you like how the combo system works. So people who've been playing fighting games for like 5 years, 10 years, whoever, they're asking me, they're like, how does the combo system work? Like, what are the rules of the combo system? And then I know the answer because I've like asked the developer. The second thing is versus games of this style typically have longer combos than other games. I saw a lot of people who are like, I tried Dragon Ball and Marvel and I dropped those games because the combos were so long and I went and played Street Fighter instead. Now I came and played this game, the combos were too long, so I don't want to play it. I'm gonna go back to Street Fighter. And to that person, I will say, cool, like go play Street Fighter. Combo lengths in versus games tend to be longer. If you think they're too long, I do agree with you in some cases, actually. I don't mind how combo length is for a lot of the characters in the Alpha Lab. There is a glaring exception, though. One of the things I was going to talk about before the Alpha Lab even started, I've already given this feedback to them. Ari, her assist in particular, is a problem. Her back assist is the only assist that OTGs by itself and allows you to, you can use it twice with 2x assist. Her combos on point take forever. She's just looping S1, and then at the end of her combo, not only does her like B&B do a lot, she can loop level 1 supers, and they don't look that cool. I agree. I think like Yasuo combos look so much cooler as an example, but even if she's not in, the other character can just do their whole combo, and then at the end, Echo does take a break, surprise, take a break, surprise, take a break, and then you have to watch like a 10-second cutscene. And I get the sense that part of the problem is she got completely reworked, and this S1 move is new. She feels so one note. She's dash S1, the character, like she's just dashing and throwing fireballs. Her spirit rush, it used to be really degenerate. It used to be like some Faust bomb bag shit where she could like do spirit rush, then throw a fireball after, then like do another spirit and like do all kinds of weird stuff. The problem is now spirit rush is unsafe, so it's not like a good neutral tool. Her air normals and air movement stuff is like not as good as it used to be, and her grounded normals are just okay. The best thing for her to do in neutral at all times is fireball. The best thing for her to do in combos at all time is like fireball. It's probably not tuned in the way it's supposed to be. She's an outlier. The rest of the combo length for like every character, I think is like pretty normal. I think that they're like about the length that I would expect a versus game combo to be. The other thing is that you have burst, and the longer your opponent's combo is, the more burst you're building. And then on top of that, you have 2 characters that need to die every single round, which is quite a bit. Like, you know, even if you get 2 touch twice, that's a lot. They're shorter than some other versus games combos. They're longer than some versus games combos, but like if you don't like long combos, I just don't think this is the style of game for you. Probably I said they made a fighting game for fighting game players. I guess I should have clarified. They made a versus game for versus games players. It's not a Tekken like we just learned. TODs, I think there's probably slightly too many. One thing they did is they increased initial damage and decrease combo length a little bit in this build, so you used to be able to get even longer combos than you currently can. I don't think TODs are like a big problem if you get the right hit and then you meter dump with both your characters, etc., and you're doing stuff. But also, yeah, there's some like problem ones, like Alawi doing forward S2 into unscaled Ari assist. I mean, they know about that, right? You don't want people getting TOD'd all the time, especially because a TOD in this game could be one human. That could be a whole person that doesn't play the game. They did like a big post about it on Conkable. He's the game director. He did a big post, so you guys can go give him feedback on there. The controls, I also don't mind the controls. I don't know if it's just because I played the game more than other people. I have light, medium, heavy, dash macro, and I just use my pinky to dash macro and I have no problems. I know some people, if you can't, that's probably really annoying. And then S1, S2, tag, and then this is my parry button. I actually really didn't have a problem with them at all. The fact that so many people complained about it means that they should have more like shortcuts and stuff. Being able to choose like what 2 things are push block, or being able to, you know what I mean? Like being able to change things like that maybe, or there's other things about it. I will say one thing about this game that I do dislike about the control scheme. I will block a move that's minus a lot and then try to dash and punish it, and I will push block my opponent away. The amount of times I block Darius DP and I want to micro dash and punish it, and I push block is so frustrating. I lose a meter and then I don't get a punish because I just want to dash forward. I wish I could set it so that my dash macro could not push block. Fan now? That is a change that I wish I could have. That's like my biggest controller complaint. I also gave them this feedback already. Another thing about the game is that the duo mode and duo mechanics are like the best part about the game. And all of the new players I mentioned who tried to play the game and then were like, this sucks. Every single one of them who then duoed, or I duoed with them and like taught them and then played with them, they had like an immediately, amazingly much better time. I think even sweaty people like me think it's the most fun part about the game. Normally I play fighting games for a certain amount of time in the day, and then at night I play different genres because I don't want to like stress my brain and hands in the same way. Duos means I don't even have to stop playing fighting games. I can just duo and chill, and like it's way more relaxing to play. What I really wish you could just queue as a duo easier, like queue up looking for a duo. I really wish there was a Sherpa mode. So like in Destiny this exists, where you can like queue up looking for a more experienced player that will help you. I can't explain how much I think that would help people, because imagine if you'd never played and then you just boot up and you have like some stoned guy who's like, what up, bro? You need some help? I got you, bro. Let's do this. And he was just helping you play the game. He's just like, I got you. And you have your own cheerleader who's just like there helping you, playing the game with you. You guys are vibing and like it's a good time. Like that is like such an easy sell. And then you fight against another like duo doing the same thing, or one player is new and one player is experienced, right? And you automatically are just having a better vibe. Yeah, I'm not saying this closed alpha not having this feature is bothering me. In the closed alpha, people are having some problems. So what I'm doing right now is called giving feedback. They've asked extensively for feedback. I think the game is fucking tight and I want to play it every day for 12 hours a day, and I really, really like it. I'm much more sold on it now. I think the system of the game is really cool. I think the parry in this game is like the coolest system mechanic in a versus game that I've seen in a long time. I think the mechanics of the game and the tag is super dope. Game is like really smartly put together in a bunch of ways, and I think it will probably improve. But who gives a fuck about that? Because I am a fighting game player. I like fighting games. I like versus games. I like the IP. They don't have to sell me at all. I'm not the only person who's going to play the game. I'm telling you some stuff that I think would help other people. The lobby is awesome. I think it's like the most fun lobby to just like exist in any fighting game I've played. Even just the feeling of, oh, that person's on the leaderboard and they're like glowing or whatever, I'm gonna pull up on this person and like try to take them out. You in the chat are saying, yeah, I don't like it when I'm playing someone who's like 150 ms. I don't either. I just assumed in this alpha, Brazilians and North Americans ending up in the same lobby over and over, it seems like unintended. I don't like that the video game in this top corner up here, the video game just shows my Riot ID at all times, always. Believe it or not, I would love it if that wasn't on the screen constantly when I try to play the video game. Every time I play any game, I change the name of myself constantly. In Riot games, you can't do that, but at least they have the streamer mode in Valorant, so that you can like hide your name and people don't know it's you. I really wish there was something like that in this game, because a problem that I have as a streamer is I never get to play a set with anybody ever. People are like, oh, it's Sajam, let me go play Sajam. And then they line up on the cabinet, and then I just play first to ones with people over and over and over and over and over and over. And I don't mind, especially when I'm streaming, it's like totally cool. But then off stream it happens. And like off stream, I'm just trying to play a set. It'd be nice if that was in there. Like I just put on streamer mode and it makes my name Timmy Timewinder. I mean, it's a casual pre-alpha. I know, I'm aware. I'm giving feedback. They asked for feedback. I'm making feedback. It's a feedback. I'm asking for feedback. It's for feedback. They ask for changes they want to see in the game. It's for feedback. It's feedback. There's like a 30 post thread about how I'm a shill and I never say anything mean about games ever. And then I offer any kind of feedback and it's like, well, hold on, man. Like, listen, it's just an alpha and it's like, let me feed some back, okay? By the way, at home playing this game instead of making $40,000 at EWC this weekend, by the way. I could be in EWC, taking pics with the prince, saying, fuck everybody on the planet. Let me just go make 50 grand in EWC real quick, commentating Street Fighter. Known shill staying home to stream a game and not be paid money instead. Anyway, I haven't given any gameplay feedback, actually. Things I would want to change or like balance or anything like that. I've told them a lot of it already. I haven't said any of it because I don't want you guys to have your opinions changed. Most of the stuff that I actually have feedback about, I haven't heard most people say yet, which is cool because I don't want everybody complaining about the thing that I want changed, because like, what if you don't think it's a problem and then you hear me say it and then you think it's a problem? That's not cool, right? You can all give your feedback and then at the end, I'll give my feedback. You guys can think about whether that's a good idea or not, you know? Yeah, it's not actually an Ari problem. I don't think Ari is the best character in the game. So if you want to complain about Ari, go for it. Someone said, I think it's Yasuo. Then the next person said it's Echo. And then the next person said it's Darius. That's 4 of the 6. That's a good sign.